All right, welcome back to another episode of A Drunken Night Out. I'm your host, Ken Hamlet, and I am in the studio with a very good friend. Used to be my boss, actually.
Kind of. Not really.
I would say I was there every month, so it's kind of 4 times a month. That's a boss.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would look at it more like just partner.
Partner, yeah, there we go. We're partners, yeah. Very funny, dude.
It wasn't my pocket that the money was coming out of.
That's true, but you were the one that wrote the checks most. That's neither here nor there. Yeah. But very, very funny, dude. David Vox.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I am actually a fan. I watch it every time I can.
Thank you, man. So before we even get started, let the people know all the cool shit that you got going on. I know you're on tour, your social medias, all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm David Vox Mullen. I'm a comic. I do comedy, stand-up, improv, sketch, impersonations, music, musical improv. I'm a comedy whore, is what I am.
I like that. I've never heard anybody call themselves a comedy whore.
I'm a comedy whore. That's good. I'm currently on tour right now with WWE legend Mr. Al Snow, who, like a lot of WWE wrestlers, wants to do comedy. And unlike them, instead of just telling road stories, which is fine. I mean, as a wrestling fan myself, I love hearing them. Yeah. But Al actually tells jokes. He has written material. He has comedy, and his goal is to make people laugh, not just tell them interesting stories about not just reliving the glory days. And again, not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, Mick Foley, Undertaker, everybody else who's doing that right now. But Al and I are there to not only entertain you, but bring you joy and make you laugh. And we are the self-appointed stand-up comedy tag team champions right now. We have belts and everything. So any
Mick Foley, Undertaker.
That's right. I know Mick Foley just did some shows with a comic we know, and I called him out and said, we got the titles and we're ready for a match anytime, either in the ring or in the comedy club.
Ooh, I'm liking that. So there's gonna be pay-per-view coming up soon.
Right, we can make so much money.
Like a YouTube boxing match. We're talking about comedians wrestling. That'll be.
So I'm doing that. I'm also producing a comedy TV series with a nationally touring comedian, Michelle Traina, who is very, very, very funny. Yeah. She's from New Jersey. She's got a show called Divorce Diaries. It's she's kind of like the Taylor Swift of comedy. Like every guy she dates, she basically just puts on blast. Yeah. And so like everybody who follows her knows everything about the guy she was just dating. Like, yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, no,
it's stressful. That's
it's
a
wild.
Stressful relationship.
It's certainly. I mean, it's popcorn worthy. That's all I gotta say. And so we're working on that right now. We actually just shot her Amazon special last month in Chicago, so that's exciting. That should be out in early 2023. And then I got a couple other things that I can't talk about yet. But just all production stuff. Just trying to keep as many irons in the fire as I can and having a lot of fun doing it, man.
Hell yeah. And then social media links.
At David Vox Mullen, or just go to my website, davidvoxmullen.com, and it's got all my socials there. It's just a link tree. It's got my tour dates, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, Snapchat, OnlyFans, my merchandise store, all that stuff.
Right. Doing feet pics on OnlyFans, or what are we talking?
Gotta click it and see. Gotta click it and see.
All right.
I did lose over 120 pounds. So, the pictures
I was going
to
to say, looking very healthy, man.
Thank
looking
you,
good.
Thank you. I don't know if it's healthy, but it's definitely gone.
Oh, yeah. All right, man. Let's get into this podcast.
Yes.
Let's talk about, you can say that. Yeah. Do you smoke or are you a drinker? Like, what's
I don't. So I'm Irish.
Okay, so drinker.
So I drink. Right? See, that's stereotyping, man.
Hey, whatever, man.
It's just true.
If the whiskey bottle fits,
the whiskey bottle fits, it'll be on my OnlyFans. But I don't smoke cigarettes. I do not smoke weed, but I do love edibles. So I don't smoke just because I don't like coughing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have tried smoking it and I hate it. But I have absolutely, and it's interesting because I went from a world of very conservative, Christian, judgmental, because my parents and the church told me that it's the devil's grass and all that
Okay.
stuff.
So
I knew,
Irish Catholic then, or
Protestant, but still,
okay, yeah.
and then I was, a rock musician for a long time. So I was all around me.
Yeah.
A lot of drugs around me. And, I never got into it. I just always
the whole time while you were a musician? That's
never.
crazy.
Never. I drank like way too much, but no weed.
No alcohol. No drugs,
No drugs. But then, as time progressed and the more I started learning about it, and then there was talks about legalization and stuff, and I said, and I lean a little bit more libertarian on my political skew. So it's like, you know what, it's let people do what they want as long as they let me do what I want. I won't mess with you. You don't mess with me.
Fair.
And so I was watching the legalization process, and then it was announced that Illinois was going to put it up for a vote, and I was like, okay, so by the time I turned 40. Was the first time I really tried cannabis. And the first 2 times I tried edibles, nothing happened.
Yeah.
And I was like,
sounds like edibles.
and I was like, has everybody been lying to themselves? Like, is it?
Are they just making excuses to be crappy?
Yeah, right. Like they're just I can't believe it. And so a mutual friend of ours at the club that we worked at was like, bro, like I got you.
Something for you.
So this individual gave me a Rice Krispie treat. Which was it was made with Fruity Pebbles, which was awesome.
That's cool.
It was killer. And so I took it, I ate it.
The whole thing.
Yeah, that's part of the story. And definitely started getting high. I was enjoying the experience, and I was, I'm Mr. Analytical, so I was controlled experiment. It was my family was upstairs. It was late at night. I had the TV on. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm like, this is just me, and so that way I'm safe, not going out and doing anything stupid. And I was enjoying it. My legs started buzzing, and my back. I had bad back, and started feeling kind of nice. I was like, "Hey, all right, I get it. I get it." Really, and then all of a sudden, I felt like time started slowing down, like trying to text my friends, and like I couldn't get to the screen. Oh, it was awesome. So I'm like, okay, this is it. This is cool. It's better than alcohol, I think.
Really?
And I definitely enjoyed it. And then barely got up the stairs because it was just hard to walk up the stairs. Went to bed. Woke up the next morning, still super fucking high. Still high. So then I went from this is a great experience to I'm stuck. This is never going to stop. I will have this.
This is what they told me about in church.
Jesus was there, like, ah.
There's always that story about the kid that got high one time is stuck high.
And so I was stoned until about 2 in the afternoon the next day. Jeez. So I called that guy and I was like, dude, what the hell did you give me? He goes, well, how much did you? I said, I ate the whole thing. He goes, you ate the whole thing?
I said, that's a week's worth.
He's like, I said, take a little bit. I didn't hear that. Yeah. So needless to say, I survived. And so I tried it again with a more controlled dosage.
not 7,000 milligrams.
Enjoyed the ride. Yeah, so I have definitely, I have come to, I'm turning 45 on Saturday.
Hell yeah.
So over the last 5 years, I have really learned how to appropriately use cannabis and enjoy its benefits. And there are actual many benefits, and I enjoy it. But I don't do it. I treat it the same way I do alcohol, as far as I don't do it and get behind the wheel. I don't do it and get on stage.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not for me. But it's purely for recreation when I'm home, and preferably when I'm alone, so that there's no one around to see me be stupid.
Yeah, they're like, why are you moving so slow?
Yeah. I asked you a question an hour ago, and you just answered now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm like I kind of always messed around with weed and stuff, and I gave up alcohol. Yeah. And so I started smoking a lot more. And I did for the first time, because I did a drunken night out, my special taping.
I was going to say, as soon as you told me that you stopped drinking, the first thought was, how do you do your show?
It's difficult. I tell you that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's really the only time where I'm like, man, I miss this.
I'm sure.
But I started smoking. I did it the first time I got super high doing the taping, and that was an experience. I was like, how do you guys do this?
So a buddy, same buddy, did dose me. It was consensual. He didn't
It's not an Ari Shaffir thing.
It wasn't like a Bill Cosby thing. But I had a drink and he put the liquid stuff in there.
Okay.
He was like, I would like to show you something. Put the drink in your mouth, you see, and then you drink it, then you go on the stage, you see. I haven't been able to do that in years, so that's cool. And it hit me right in the middle of a show.
Oh.
And it was
dang.
I was like, hey everybody. Oh, it was awful, awful. I thought I locked for like a good 30 seconds. At the end of the show, the tech was up. I was like, dude, I was like, I must have ruined it. He's like, dude, you didn't stop at all. I said, shut up. He's like, no, dude, you just did your act and you didn't stop. I was like, I totally stopped.
You were like, there was a 45-second
I was like,
pause.
there was a lull. He's like, no, dude, you did not stop. So like, I love the metaphysical time shifting of cannabis. But but that's the only time. And I swore I would never do it again before I performed, and I don't. And it's fine. I actually haven't. It's extremely recreational and it's extremely spaced out. Like I haven't had cannabis in a couple of months. And I did just say to my wife, like, oh, Christmas is coming to get some cash. I'm probably going to get some funnies, some funny gummies or something. You know?
Oh, yeah.
To which, and in all fairness to my wife does not partake. But she did her partaking when she was a teenager and growing up. So she calls me a lightweight and all that stuff. And it's whatever.
A little bit of ribbon from the wife.
It's
never hurt
nobody.
Right. It's like, is that all you're gonna take?
Yeah. So.
Like, leave me alone. I'm learning.
I'm still learning. Bill Cosby's back there.
All right. That was a great first story. So we wrote that. All right. So I'm doing a new segment. So you're the guy that likes to smoke, but you also drink. I did like a thing on Instagram, like, should I include a new segment on the show? And the segment that I decided to do was conspiracy theories, like drunk or high conspiracy theories.
Absolutely.
Do you have any? What is like your go-to?
I mean, I have sober conspiracy theories. I don't know what.
I'm all about it. They're not conspiracy theories. They're truths that are not learned yet.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's we just came out of that COVID shit, man. I don't know. It was some weird. I kept my opinions to myself, but like there's some questionable shit, man. That's all I gotta say. Some questionable shit.
All right. Do you want to talk about it though? You're like, nah, dude, I don't want to get canceled.
Look, here's the deal. I've already had 3 shots. Okay, so I took the vaccine, but I don't know if I'm gonna get any more. I mean, like,
to be fair, I never got the shot. So
did you get COVID?
Yeah, several times.
So did I. So I don't know what the difference is.
Like, it sounds like we had the same experience.
It sounds like we had the same experience.
One of us just got a shot.
I just spent your tax dollars is what happened.
Yeah,
so exactly. I don't know. Also with the stuff where Pfizer came out like just this couple of months ago saying, we never tested it. It's like, really?
No way.
Yeah, no, that's legitimate information that they asked Congress to like hide that for 75 years. Because you know how they can do that where they can suppress.
Oh yeah, you can suppress information until afterwards.
And they're like, can we suppress this? I was like,
by the way,
come on.
I think that's important.
That's kind of weird, you know. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a person with eyeballs, and so it's just weird. It's just weird. Admittedly, look, I mean, I did know people who were anti-vax and they got COVID and they died.
Damn.
Like, I know people who died,
and
it's heartbreaking. It's tragic. I also know people who didn't get the vax, got COVID, and they lived.
Yeah,
and
it's so many times.
My thing was, for me, I'll be flat out honest. I was not going to get the vaccine when all the first stuff started happening. I was like, this is just weird. It's moving too quick. I think it's odd that we have a vaccine. They Fauci's on TV like it's going to take years to get something figured out. So don't expect a vaccine anytime soon.
Next week they're like,
and then next
we'll
week
give you
Trump's
a pound of weed if you get the vaccine.
Excuse me. Okay, we've got a tremendous vaccine, folks. It's going to be tremendous. It's a lovely vaccine. We've got it already. It's been 2 weeks. It's great. It's wonderful. Tremendous. Pfizer, the company that makes your dick hard, is going to make vaccines, folks. You're going to love it. Your head's going to spin with how good. So it's just, the whole thing was just like, this guy and then that guy. I'm like, I don't know. And so I was like, I wasn't going to do it. Then went to my doctor for my physical, which I always get in December because my birthday, which is a bad time to go get a physical. Because it's always bad news. And in 2020, I found out I had diabetes.
Oh, shoot.
Type 2 diabetes.
Dang, so you're at risk then.
So now I'm at risk.
Patient, yeah.
So now I'm at risk. And I was, 386 pounds. So I was like, I'm at risk. Now I've got diabetes. I'm overweight.
Yeah.
It could kill me.
Legit kill you, yeah.
So it was one of those things where I was like, okay, well, if there's a chance that it can save me,
take the chance.
I got to do it.
Yeah.
So I took the shot and got the booster. So I get three needle sticks. And this year I got COVID. And I was like,
It's because you didn't get the other
the other one, right? Exactly. Well, they wouldn't let me because I had just had the third one so many months before. So they're like, you can't get it yet. So it works. I don't know. Yeah. Then I got COVID, and then the doctor was like, "Well, now you're great." I was like, "Well, thanks. Okay, great."
Cool.
So I've had 3 shots and COVID and all the antibodies. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. That's actually a good conspiracy.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, I will say my piece because it's my life. I lived my experience, and I got the shots, and I got COVID. You didn't get the shots. You still got COVID.
Still got it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I got it it was like a 2-for-1 special. It was like
like buy one get one. It was a BOGO.
I was getting it all the time. I was like, damn, man, I feel like this is am I not getting the right variant or something?
Yeah,
like there's a couple of times I got it, I didn't know I had it. Like
yeah. So here's the thing. I don't know what the conspiracy is per se, other than I'm not necessarily saying the government manufactured the virus to give us these vaccines or to control the population. I think things worked out perfectly for them, that they were able to do some things. Just a lot of weird. Just 2020 was a very interesting year.
Yeah.
Politically, racially, economically.
Yeah, it was a fucked up year.
It was just weird. It was weird, but it was for smart people. It was a good learning year. Like they're coming to take your guns. No, they're not.
No,
they're not. They don't have to.
They're never going to.
Because we had the chance to use them.
Yeah.
And we didn't. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the vaccine, you can't tell us what we can and can't do. It's like, where were the guns?
Yeah.
That's when you bring the guns out and go, hey,
you can't tell us what to do.
You can't tell us what to do. And then it became a racial thing, and there were black groups with guns, and then people were freaking out. I'm like, I love that group. Like, that's the group. Like, that's
hey, maybe we should take the guns.
Yeah, right? It's like, come on. Like, that's the point.
Like, I think you guys are taking this a little too far, right?
That was my libertarianism. I was like, oh, it's the black dudes. They got the guns. Like, yes, get it out there. Show me. I want the gay people with the guns. I want everybody. Like, come on.
My dog, the poodle show.
Everybody. Use them. Don't kill people. Just scare people. That's what they're for, right? But we didn't do it. No, what we did was we dressed up like weirdos and stormed the Capitol, and that was
so
like, okay, well that was our revolt, huh? Okay. So the government is not worried about any of us at this point.
You guys can keep the guns. Actually, we're not worried at all.
Yeah. So at this point, I mean, now the crypto. I mean, everything. Oh my God. Like, my conspiracy, Ken, is that we're all fucked. That's what's happening. Is we're all gonna get fucked. The dollar is gonna get destroyed.
Yes.
They're gonna create a new type of currency that you're gonna have to all be digital, and it's gonna be
I don't know if that's even gonna happen though, because of like all of the stuff that's happened with crypto. And like all of those coins.
Well, that's because it's not governmentally regulated. See?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
Daddy government is going to fix everything.
That is so true.
And now it'll be blockchain because that's a good idea. Now we can track every transaction.
Out there.
By the way, we're the IRS.
Yeah. Man, that's so true. I didn't even think.
They already know
about
what you're doing on PayPal. They already know what you're doing on Venmo.
So true.
Cash, just give them cash.
Yeah, that's why they stopped taking cash. That was weird when they were like, "Hey, no more cash in stores," and I'm like, "Wait, whoa,
nope.
Why can't
that's actually not legal?"
I was like, "Why can I not have cash? Like, why is this?" Yeah, that's true. They're just like, "Nah, we want to stop people from being able to do transactions without us tracking it."
The cool thing about, I'm gonna get like idealistic here.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the idea of America or the idea of freedom is that we are free to try things.
Yeah.
Like the store was free to try. No cash. You don't like it, go to Aldi. Like legal or not, you go through the process. But like U2's lead singer Bono, because of course you think of a musician, you think of a political activist.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he has publicly said, and I agree with this, America is not done. America is still cooking. You got other nations that are hundreds, thousands of years old. We're still growing in the womb. We're still
infancy stage.
Yeah, we don't know what we're going to be yet. We just know we have the idea.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. And honestly, I just recently kind of had a political evolution where I'm not thinking exactly the way I used to think, and I'm starting to see things a little differently than I used to think. I used to be a little more black and white and cut and dry, and I'm learning that at the end of the day, especially living here in Illinois, neither party matters. It's just power and corruption and politics. So I think what's happening is what has been famously talked about in Illinois is now starting to permeate throughout the rest of the country. And it's not that it hasn't always been, but it's that we talked about it in Illinois. Like it was a joke in Illinois. Like people, like our last 3 governors are in jail in Illinois. Like it's a known thing. Yeah. I think the other states are just starting to show those cracks. Yeah. And knowing that now has kind of changed my perspective on everything. It's all, like the team mentality. Oh, it's blue team versus red team. And, what did I heard the other day was, Trump's going to jail on Twitter. People saying Trump's going to jail is just the blue flavor version of lock her up. What about the emails? So it's just team. It's just team speech, and it's never going to amount to anything. I honestly don't think Donald Trump is going to go to jail.
No, he's not.
He's not. Yeah, for sure not. No more than Hunter Biden's laptop is going to do anything. No. And
these are all things I feel like a lot of times when we see those kinds of things, it's just distract the people from what's really going on.
And what's really going on at the end of the day, the base thing is how much more can we steal from the civilians who are building the economy?
Yep.
How much more can we take from Ken? How much more can we take from Vox? How much more can we take from you? That's what's really going on. And that's ultimately what's going on.
Yeah. I feel like we should have been sharing a joint this whole time.
This whole time. This whole time. What's funny is when I talk like that, my voice gets a little raspy, a little Alex Jonesy, and I get scared. Let me tell you, folks. Coming up next week, Kanye is going to be here. Can we talk about Kanye? Oh my God.
No.
I want to talk about Kanye.
That's how you get your stuff taken down.
Well, see, I refuse to call him Ye at this point. I was like, dude, I'm done. I'm so done.
It's like P. Diddy. I think that's what it is. He's like, he saw P. Diddy change his names a bunch of times and he wants to.
Didn't work out well for Prince either. Yeah. Went back. Kanye, man. What is he doing?
Yeah, he's
Dude's messed up. I mean, at the end of the day, you can tell the dude's messed up. I mean, whether he believes the things he's saying or if he's just trying to say things for sensationalism.
I think that's really what it is.
I think that's what it is too.
I'm like, you see it every couple of years when he's about to drop a new album. Yeah, says some crazy shit. I mean, it gets in the headlines.
Controversy creates cash. It's a well-known concept. But I do think he's messed up. It's like Britney. It's another one. Like I love Britney, but I think she's messed up too.
Yeah, you look at her videos and stuff on TikTok. You look in her eyes, and you're like, man.
There's a conspiracy right now that says that it's not her. Like those are old clips that she's not in control of her Instagram right now, and like so something's going on again. Like it's like. I think I lost it one night and I posted a video where I was like, look, y'all remember when Kanye was like, I'm going to, do this or I'm going to do that. And people were like, oh, he's crazy, but you let him do it. It's like I'm going to date the Kardashians. It's like, no, he's not, he's not doing it.
Like, oh shit, he's wife.
I'm better than Jesus. It's like, okay, like Hitler's not so bad. Like, okay, man, like, at some point, it's on us. Yeah. Like, we got to be like, dude, get the man some help,
Yeah, for sure. But I think that most the geniuses, because he is a genius. I don't care what anybody else says. Yeah. He like understands music to a different level than anybody else.
So am I.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about like, the Jews.
At least not on TV.
Not on TV, right? And look, here's the thing. And maybe this is why I do okay politically with people is because I'm very empathetic and I can listen to a lot of sides. Yeah. Sound like Trump there. Listen to all sides. Listen to all of the sides. But I do. I can understand. And I'm only going to say this because I am Jewish, right? But I can understand where Kanye's heat with Jewish people can come from. I understand that. Yeah. I don't think it's correct.
Yeah.
But I understand it. I remember when Mel Gibson, the dude made a movie about Jesus, and Jews publicly went at him. Yeah. Publicly. Yeah. And it's like, why are you upset 2,000 years later? This shit's old story. Like, we all know, the Jews did it. It's okay, whatever.
Like, why are you mad at us?
Jesus was a Jew. You guys killed your own dude. And now you're mad that somebody reminded everybody about it?
He killed your number one draft pick, dude.
So Mel was getting the shit kicked out of him by Jewish media. And not all media is Jewish media. But this is because I'm on it. But I remember that famous recording where the cop was Jewish, and so he was like, "Oh, you taking this personal? You whatever's personal." Jesus. It's like, "Oh, Mel, you're being crazy," but I understand.
Yeah, where he's coming from.
Because he's gotten beaten up by so much, and I think Kanye had gotten beaten up so much by a lot of Jewish people in power. Yeah. And hey, I understand. Doesn't justify what you're saying and doing.
No, not at all.
But yeah, I get it. I know why people, just black and white. I know why people think the way they do.
Yeah, 100%. That's why it's like you can't be mad at them for the thoughts, but I don't know. My biggest thing is like education is like the biggest thing. Like
always,
you can't like persecute somebody and cut them off from everything, and then now you're just pushing them further down that rabbit hole. Yeah. Like whatever side if you take everything away from somebody, they're gonna go, well, I'm just gonna go. Well,
I fell into a wonderful thing during the pandemic because I did the ancestry DNA, and I found out that I'm Jewish and that I'm African. And everybody's African to a point.
Everybody's African.
But I can trace it. My 4th generation great grandfather. I've got his census record where it said his race was black, and his long story. Dang. I have multiple black people in my family actually, and it's weird because there is something to DNA.
Yeah. And
I don't know what it is, but my whole life I was definitely drawn to black culture.
Yeah.
Not that I like appropriated. Okay, no, I did in high school. I absolutely wore cross colors, man. It was the 90s.
Like crisscross made you jump, man.
I loved it. But I've always been like drawn to that culture, and it isn't a surprise to me that I have type 2 diabetes. But no, I mean.
Like Kool-Aid's a motherfucker, right?
It is a surprise to me that African came up on the DNA stuff, and I was like, okay. And ironically, like my great grandfather on my mother's side, in like the 30s, he was a white dude, but he was hardcore civil rights.
Really?
In the 30s, bro. Think about that.
That's crazy,
right?
That's crazy.
And he actually, you can Google this. It was called the Memorial Day Massacre of 1937. My grandfather was on the front lines of a protest for the Chicago Steel Company, got his eye shot out by the Chicago police.
Damn.
And Congress called him up. It was like he was like stumping for Roosevelt, but like Congress, he went to Washington and testified before Congress. Damn. And my great grandfather, not my father's side, which was black, but my mother's side, he was working with Chicago Negro civil rights organizations and all that my whole life.
Yeah.
So it's funny because we've got all these pictures of like all these black people and my grandpa.
Yeah. Are you getting ready to tell me your grandpa's Bernie Sanders?
Let me tell you. I thought it's true. No, but it's just like cool I had an upbringing that was very, I don't want to say racially tolerant, but it was very much like there was inclusive. A focus on, hey, shit's going wrong. This is not good. And I, in my life, never had any negative sentiment towards any minority race, ever. And a lot of people can say that shit, but like, I grew up fucking poor.
Yeah.
I grew up in Worth, Illinois, in the apartment complex with black families, with Hispanic families. Didn't have shit. We all, and I literally knew no different other than we looked different.
Yeah.
But we all loved the same shit.
All the same shit.
Loved the same music. Played the same fucking Nintendo games. Like, dude, and we didn't give a fuck. We literally had white bread and maybe a piece of salami if we were lucky.
Bologna, man.
Bologna, salami, just white bread and mayonnaise. I had white bread and mayonnaise sandwiches only. And that's
poor.
That's poor, right? And look, I'm not living high on the hog now, but I'm okay now. My main thing was making sure my parents were okay. They were okay. But yeah, man, I'm not in any way being like, hey man, I understand everything. No, but I seen some shit.
Yeah. And
I can understand why people are fucking pissed all the time.
Yeah.
And so I say all that to say, like, we just gotta fucking be nice to people, man.
Be nice to one another.
Be nice.
Yeah. Can't we all just get along? That's Ronnie King right there.
Dude, I mean, I lived through that too, man.
Oh yeah,
I watched all that shit.
Yeah, before we keep going down this,
right? Jim Carrey had a great fucking joke. Do you remember Comic Relief Live in the 80s and 90s? So during the LA riots in 91, I think it was, Jim Carrey, it was all these black comics came out in support of, Rodney King and police brutality. Not supportive of it, but against it. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be?
We learned those people came out last year, but Jim Carrey had a joke. He was like, it was great. I was walking through because he was on A Living Color at the time, and he said, I have a jacket that just says black owned, and so he's walking around like I'm black owned. It was funny. I thought it was good, but yeah, I mean, it's like it's so ridiculous. We get so fucking crazy, understandably so, not justifiably so, but understandably so. Yeah. I understand why certain white folks think the way they do. I understand why some black folks think the way they do. And it's like, at the end of the day, man, nothing has ever gotten solved with violence and hate and all that shit.
Not a single thing.
It was hard, man, you know? So there's your fucking conspiracy.
All right,
there's like 8 of them right there.
Yeah, I was like, I think we got all of them. Right?
We got them all. 9/11 was an inside job. The Bushes and the Rothschilds.
All right, let's get you out of here on a crazy, a ridiculous. You can do drunk or high.
We can do crazy now, right?
Yeah, we can. So your most memorable drunken story that you have. I know you gotta have some wild ones being in a rock band.
Well, I was just I'm thinking of one. All right, so let's see. My wife shouldn't watch this. This is before I met her. Okay. So being in a rock band, there are certain perks to membership.
Yes, absolutely.
Of those things. And we were on tour, and it was a 5-piece band, and I was the lead singer. And admittedly, I was a little heavier, so any attention I was happy with.
I'm taking it all.
Yeah. And so a couple of young ladies came to a show that we had up in Delaware.
They traveled to the show?
They were from like Jersey or something, and they drove to see our band play. Okay. And they found 3 bottles of Vox vodka. And it was like, oh, we got these for Vox or whatever. I proceeded to drink all 3 bottles.
Like, we talking like pints? What are we?
Yeah, about this big. And this was before we had to go on stage.
Oh no!
So that was the one time I drank before a show when I shouldn't have.
Yeah, you learned your lesson.
Bro, this was bad. So we get up on stage. Now, mind you, this was like an outdoor summer festival. So all day long, it's hot. People are drunk, and we're this Chicago band. Yeah. And we were on the news. We were in the newspapers.
So you're the big act.
We're the big act, and we're coming into this little town in Delaware, Laurel, Delaware, I think it was. Oh. And all day long, these metal bands, like they're just these just brutally fucking heavy bands. And our band wasn't heavy. We were like pop alternative, right?
Got you.
We were trying to make money.
Yeah. Like we're trying to sell records.
So we come out on stage, and my drummer's got like the biggest fucking Neil Peart Rush Dream Theater drum kit you could imagine. Yeah. So right away, all the bands are like, fuck these guys, right? So we come out, and we've got lights and sound and smoke.
So you guys just look like fucking jackasses to everybody else. Yeah.
It's like Kiss showed up at the Summerfest, right?
Just some 120 like.
And it was all it was all drunk white people. No disparaging people from Delaware or Maryland or wherever the group of people came. I'm sure they were lovely people, but these were definitely hill people, and so. They were just they did not take kindly to them city folk coming up here, and so I'm fucking trashed. Like I'm just gone, just wasted. We're coming up and we're doing our show. I want to say one of the monitors literally catches on fire. Oh shit. And they're like, I think they're booing us at that point. This drunk white toothpick comes up on stage, and as a comic, you're going to appreciate this. Yeah. He's rah, 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 rah. I was like, "What'd you say?" I handed him the mic, and he took it.
What the hell?
I didn't know the rules. He said, "I said, who thinks these all guys suck?" And hundreds of people were like,
"No."
Yeah.
No.
Brother, I don't care how bad I bomb on stage, it will never equate to that feeling.
Nothing in the world is going to feel worse than the entire audience.
I've had jokes that didn't hit. I don't care if the audience hates me. Never felt like having the kind of heat of over 300 crazy drunk skinny white people
outside,
sweaty, screaming for my death.
Damn. Did you guys immediately back up?
We finished the show. My crew, like my security people, like people were like friends. They became security. Like we're gonna have to fucking fight and get these guys out. And I'm like still like staggering.
Yeah.
Get back to the hotel, and all I can say is I swear to God, I went back to the hotel room with these two very, very attractive women while I was drunk.
Yeah.
Woke up the next morning. They were not the same women.
Not the same.
They looked very different. Not even sure they were women. But that was the last time I took any type of altering substance before I got up on stage and performed ever again.
Oh man, yeah, that would be now because I'm like the people that are like I will never be high or drunk on stage are people that have some sort of story like that.
Yeah, no, I mean it's people who have never done it are not like that. They're like, oh man, I gotta take this hit before I go do my set. We both know an individual, a very big individual who performs high all the time. And I love that guy. But yeah, I can't do it. I can't. I don't know how he does it. I can't. Man, when I'm high, I'm just like, I'm just going through outer space. Man. It's great. I don't do like mushrooms or acid or anything like that. I get just as much of the feeling with this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Me, I am terrified. Actually, I'm glad that you just said that because I got to do a sponsored ad real quick.
Oh, yeah. Let's make some money. So I've never done them until right now. And now the show's going to be 6 hours longer.
Yeah, 7 hours later. All right, so we got the sponsor here. If you want to check it out, Blue Sun Mycology Group. They got some Magic Mood, all kinds of mushrooms and shroomies and goodies on there. Go check them out.
There you go.
So that's,
if I ever try, now I know where to go.
Yeah. Take one home with you.
Not on camera.
Yeah, like you're not gonna have me with an incriminating evidence.
Mr. Speaker, if I could get your attention, please.
All right, yeah. One more time, let the people know where they can find you. That was great.
DavidVoxMullen.com, at David Voxmullen, DavidVoxMullen on all social media and OnlyFans.
Hell yeah. All right. And Ken Hamlet, as always, social media, everything Ken Hamlet. And be on the lookout for the special, Drunken Night Out. It's coming out. I'm going to do the crowd work special first. And then probably that'll come out in like February.
This guy's crowd work is amazing.
Thank you,
man. So if you haven't seen his crowd work, if you haven't seen his stand-up, I don't know how you found the show.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know why you're watching this.
But yeah, his crowd work, his improvisation is really good.
Thank you, man. Yeah, so that's going to drop February. Then the special is going to drop March 5th weekend. I'm very excited. It is a good-ass time. So
looking forward to it.
It's been a Drunken Night Out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.